Today, on the episode of Ear Hustler Podcast, we have a very special guest today, the Hitman, Mike Hill. How you doing today, Hitman?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for taking this time to come out and speak with me today. I know you're a busy man with all the racing and going on, and just wanted to get to know a little bit about the Hitman. Because I know you from this town here, we're in Washington, Georgia, and you're definitely like a local celebrity in the world of drag racing. You definitely are one. And I always call you the GOAT, the greatest of all time, because you wear many hats in the racing world. Your record is impeccable. You started as a racing man, but now you have, whether you know it or not, you built the whole brand, Hitman Production. You really are the epitome of getting it out of the mud, out where you grew up at. You know, ain't nothing around here but sticks, trees, cows, and mud. So from starting where you come from to where you are now, that definitely is, a tremendous story. And I just wanted to know, first off, ask you, how old were you when you first learned how to drive? Like when you first got in the car?
Man, honestly, I was probably driving, like I said, we from the country. We here in the country, man. I was driving. I started driving when I was like 6 years old, to be honest with you, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's about how it is around here in the country. We can hit these dirt road stuff at an early age.
I actually got my mom used to tell this story too. I actually got my first speed ticket at 13. Trying to outrun the state patrol coming out of Hitm, and mom had to come get me out of that trouble,
So you didn't outrun it, he got you?
Yeah, he caught me.
Okay. So, like, how did you, you've influenced and inspired and motivated so many people in the racing world, especially even like around here in Washington, everybody trying to fix up a car, all because of you. Back in the day when I was coming up, it was like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, everybody wanted to be like Mike. Right. But especially when you started it around here in Washington, everybody wanted to be like Mike Hill. I don't know if you was aware of that or not, but like I said, you've inspired so many people, and because you always kept a cool whip on the track and off the track. Right. I remember the first time I seen a Ford Expedition, you had it. I don't even know if they had came out yet. You had it parked right outside here. And it was like a big old storage house sitting in somebody's yard. But I said all that to say this, what really got you interested in racing?
Like I said, I grew up as a kid. I always wanted to go fast. And, my dad played a big part of that because he knew I liked it. Fast stuff and speed and like I said, man, when he went and bought, I remember we went to Elton, Georgia and bought I think it was an 81 Ford F-150, and he bought this truck that had all these cams and stuff already, and he really did it because I liked that truck, because it had the cams in it and stuff, and we just kept working on it. And like I said, my uncle Jerome Hartman, he gave me my first car, which was a 73 Mark 1 Mustang, and that thing was fast, Yeah, and I was 15, and he gave me that car, and wrecked it, going to Elton to the skating rink one Sunday. And like I said, in the summertime, I used to work the Apple Orchard with that car. And every time I got a check, I'd go put some exhaust on, put some music in, and every little $150, $200 check I would spend on that car to try to make it faster, make it sound good or something. Just like I said, and just kept growing, just in the speed, got into, Ellie got 17, 18, got into street racing, which I finally got myself away from. Just had to go through that process of learning that it was good, but it wouldn't for me no more.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. You answered about 3 or 4 of my questions right there. I appreciate that. But since you brought up your father, and with so much success, of course, in sunshine, there also comes with storms in all of our lives. And I remember, not trying to bring that back up, but I remember one year you lost your sister, and then shortly thereafter you lost both of your parents. They gained their wings, and I noticed you were strong. You didn't slow down. You kept mashing the gas, Mike, and you're still leaving your marks on the track, and you haven't crossed the finish line yet. And salute to you. But and I've been in your shoes where you are. Before that, I'm just hitting this, and I'm gonna get away from there. Like I lost my mother passed in '05, and she never got a chance to see me preach. So if you could you just name one thing, because you accomplished so many things, Mike. But if you could just name one thing that you wish your parents could have lived to see you accomplish, what would that probably be?
Man, I don't know, because my parents loved anything I ever chose to do. They always loved me and supported me, 1,000% behind.
Right.
Whether it was racing, when I was in school, played ball, even when I drilled off left, and decided to stop playing ball, they didn't push me. They kind of like, whatever you want to do, son, just as long as you do right, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's hard to say that one thing I wish. Like I said, I still, like you mentioned, I lost my mom and dad. I lost my mom November 18th, 2019, and my dad was like less than 2 months behind on January 11th, 2020. And like, to me, that was like, I got lost, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got lost. I felt like I lost everything then, but I had to find a way to kind of like keep myself motivated into doing stuff. So I kind of actually started working hard on the racing, started tuning a lot of other people's cars, and like I had to find stuff that find a way not to be miserable behind my parents' death.
Right.
And a lot of that was I started doing stuff like I felt like I had to continue to make them proud. That's how I got through a lot of that struggle. Don't get me wrong, I still struggle behind it, but like that's kind of like the stuff we do today at the church.
Right.
I feel like a lot of that, my parents, they made us go to church on Sunday. We ain't have no choices when we were growing up in their house like some people have now. We had to be there. So
right.
I try to help do things with the church, and like I said, man, I do stuff at the house like I redid. My mom's favorite place was her kitchen. She loved to cook, so last year that was part of my agenda. I had her kitchen redone, and everybody loved it, had it redone for Thanksgiving. I try to keep my family coming home so we can still support Thanksgiving, because that's all Mama wanted was everybody to come home,
Right.
So
Well, yeah,
I just kind of continue to try to do things through them, man, and continue to make them proud. That's how I get through my struggles.
Okay, yeah, that was nice. The church, what you did for the church today, thank God I was able to be in attendance, and that was a remarkable program that you assisted with today at your family church. Well, you said something about the tuning. Now, I don't know too much about racing. I love to look at it and stuff like that. For somebody that like me, what exactly is tuning?
I do more of like, and there's a lot of us that do it in all different aspects, but it's basically like these guys go buy $100 engines, $100 race cars, and basically we're hired to do the power management part of it, to get it down the racetrack and get it down fast as we can, as fast and as consistent as we can. So, like I deal with nitrous cars, nitrous powered cars. So it's up to me to find that correct jetting and stuff like that. And like I said, more about power management, and trying to keep them consistent and going down the track fast as they can get.
So, okay, let's take it back a little bit. So, I know you spoke a little bit about this earlier. So really nobody, or you basically got yourself motivated into the racing. Just
pretty much. Like I said, I grew up watching people like Benny Wilkerson around here.
Mm-hmm.
and people like that used to always have me loving fast cars. Like I used to sit here and watch. I sit right here on the corner and watch Benny turn right at the stop sign and do a burnout all up Whitehall. And I grew up doing the same thing. If it wasn't in my car, I was on my motorcycle or something, doing the same stuff with people watching me doing that same. So
it's just like generation to generation. You grew up watching Bennett them, and then his other generation grew up watching you on the racetrack.
Absolutely.
Hey, and so were there any time like you ever been afraid of racing? And then were there any fear? You ever had any fear of racing?
Yeah, I mean, but most of the time, like once you get strapped in, suited up in a car, you don't, you don't get scared no more. It really ain't no time to get scared. But I've had some scary moments, like I lost a 2009. I had a car that it flipped over on its side. It flipped over on its side, and another car was coming and ran like right up under me. And it really like, any a little bit more, it really could have been detrimental. Because it went like right up under my chassis, could have been right up under me and that would have smashed me, but, I got lucky and the Lord saved me out of that one, and kept doing it again. I have been in a couple with fire stuff like that, so all those were scary moments, but like I said, as far as getting in a car, really, I've never just been scared.
So you've been racing for ever since you was a teenager?
Yeah.
Well, like they say, if you do a job that you love, you'll never have to work another day in your life. So we're sure you enjoy racing. When did you first realize that you had talent, Mike? Everybody get in them cars and race and think they can do this and do that. But when did you first realize, hey man, I believe, hey, I got something here?
Probably, I started say when I was 20, 21, we started going to Edenton racing, and like it used to be me and TP. We all used to go to Edenton on Sundays and race, and like we used, even in the street, man, we raced. Here we are, we were 19, 20, 21 year old, but we were racing against guys that was in their 40s, 30s, 40s, older back then, and like we would go out there and actually win, beat them guys. People thought they were fast, but they didn't realize we were coming to the street or to the track, and we were just as fast. And I mean, I think that's where it got shown that we, I was capable of race with any of them. So.
So for those other people that don't know, what goes into a race as a competitor, as a racing a car, like preparation, in every sport, I guess like the athletes, they had to train and condition, like what exactly goes into preparation for a big race?
I mean, it's a lot goes into it. You have to be to race nowadays with how fast and consistent people are. You gotta truly be dedicated to staying on top of, like maintaining your cars and testing weekly. You can't go one weekend and then park it for a couple of weeks and then think you're gonna go out here and do the same thing or beat the next person. I mean, it's just like I said, it takes a lot of dedication and
right.
Doing a lot at home, trying different things, not be scared to, try to do different parts, new stuff that's coming out. I mean, like we try different converters. I don't know if y'all know a lot of it, but like a lot of these parts, we try a lot of different stuff. We go to the track through the weekly, testing different stuff just to try to stay ahead of the game. Because like I said, it don't take no time now to get left behind. If you don't test.
So what was what the first car you ever raced street, or I guess you had to start somewhere before you got to the track? What the first car you ever raced?
My 87 Mustang that I bought from Clary Ford at Everton. My dad bought me that car when I was 18 maybe. And I actually turned that car into a race car. And the guy built it up in Douglasville, Georgia. Blake Wilder built it for me, and I raced that car for a good long time.
That's your favorite car?
I don't say it's my favorite. It's my personal. But, I wish I knew where it was. But like, probably would have kept that one if I knew, what I know now. Just because it was my first race car.
So how did you acquire the name Hitman?
That name came from driving for multiple people that, like, we used to go different tracks every weekend, just grudge racing, guys going out betting big money on one single race, and I was more of a hired gun. Like they wanted, you know, like they know they were going out there and race for $10, $20, $30,000. I was that guy. They would put in the seat for a lot of those races. And one of a good friend of mine, he started calling me. He said, "Man, I'm gonna start calling you the Hitman," you know, because you know people hire you to go ahead and race against these other guys for big money. So that's kind of where it came.
So basically, you just answered another one of my questions. I was going to ask you what more important, the car or the driver. So in that sense, I guess the driver means a lot too, right?
Yeah, they go hand in hand. But, you know, you gotta have both.
Do you I know it's probably been. I know you ain't no old man, but it's probably been a while. Do you remember the first race you ever won?
No. It was probably in Edison, Georgia, though, because that's where we used to go race.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And old twigs, you know.
Well, if you don't remember your first win, I'm sure you don't remember the first loss then.
No.
But I'm sure you probably had. I know you got more W's than L though.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes you had to take them L to get them W's.
Oh yeah, you gotta know how to lose.
What is your greatest racetrack memory moment like? Was it ever a race and not even you racing, just like some moment that happened at a track that you'll never forget?
My biggest moment was probably Huntsville, Alabama, 2006. That's probably my biggest moment. Like I said, man, it goes back to my parents. You know, when we raced locally, like Jackson, which ain't but an hour, 20 minutes. You know, my mom and them always came, but Huntsville, Alabama, we had a $50,000 outlaw 10-5 race. First big money shootout we ever had like that, $50,000. And my mom and them came. They drove over to Huntsville, Alabama, and I won that $50,000 race. So that's always my most memorable, treasurable moment, you know, because she was right there with me, you know.
So like, I know you're a big Mustang man, or you know a lot about them. What's your favorite year model Mustang?
I'd probably say now I like. Man, it ain't I like the new bodies, the 2016, 17 bodies, but you still can't beat a good looking like an '88 coupe Mustang. You know,
Okay. Let me ask you something. Like I said, I don't know too much about. Now I remember like back in the day when Big Tunes and all y'all had the Mustangs. I was a little boy, and I remember it used to be the Saleen. What distinguishes the Saleen from the other Mustangs?
Money. But Tunes had the Saleen, I know, and if I'm not mistaken, Meriton had one. It might have been a Saleen, but like the Saleen was definitely a higher price one. It came mostly with the superchargers and a lot of the aftermarket parts that we went and bought and put on the GTEs or coupe like that. The Saleen already came with from the factory, and you know the designer wheel and spoiler and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay, appreciate it clarifying that for me. Let me ask you this then, because I know you started, you know, here, then you work your way to where you are now. I know we mentioned some of these guys. Who was the toughest local opponent like with growing up racing that you and this person might have always went neck to neck?
Locally, he was probably out of Monroe, Georgia. And that probably was my biggest competitor was probably Steve Kirk.
Okay.
You know, he was another outlaw 10-5 racer, and like I said, he's in Monroe, Georgia. He still build cars and work on cars. You know, me and him real good friends, but like we were a huge rivalry back in the day.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, we would pack a racetrack out, and like I remember times if me and him was in the finals, you could still look up in the stands and it was packed. But like if me and him ran first round and one of us lost, you see people count this person lose. Like everybody always waited to see that matchup in the 10-5 days. And like I said, other than that, it was Edmund Hall out of Montgomery. Me and Edmund Hall was a big rivalry every year. Thousands came out to see us race too. So those two people right there were probably my biggest rivals I ever had in racing.
Well, I know you travel. Well, I be seeing you advertisement. You be on tour. You be during racing season. You be on tour. But out of all the different tracks and whatnot, over the years, you know, I'm sure, is there one track that really been good to you? Like you got more victories at this track? Is it any particular track that you had more success at?
I'd probably say Carolina Dragway here in Jackson, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Probably that and Huntsville Dragway.
Okay. Now this is a question I know a lot of people want to know.
I used to be a Ford guy, but I kind of switched over to Chevy.
All right, well, that say left. If I want, and I know times have changed now, Mike, from years ago. Say if I wanted to build me a car today, about how much would I need to even think about building one?
Depending on how fast you want to go.
Just basic. Well, what's the cheapest route?
I don't know if it's a cheap route these days. I mean, like honestly, like.
So in other words, I could probably go. I'm sure I can probably go to the car lot and buy me a brand new something. Versus.
That's what I was going to say. We got like cars that we call daily drivers now, but like they fast. I mean,
you get what you pay for.
But they go buy a fast car from off the lot and they work on them, and you know you see new cars here that people spending a lot of money in, and they look like an everyday car, but they ain't just every day when you know.
Okay.
And they racing for big money.
Well, since we got on that segue me into my next question. Is there any car sitting on the lot that Mike Hill ain't drove yet that he been dying to get behind the wheel of?
Yeah, really. I won't know. I've been kind of thinking, debating that the new Z01 Camaro. That's kind of what I like. I love that body car.
Okay. You never really raced motorcycle, have you?
I raced bikes for a little while.
For a little while. Okay. Well, we all know you started here in this town of Washington, Georgia, and you worked your way to prominence. And you are well renowned now. You had a massive following before social media. You used to track the stuff out before then, and you literally are known all over the world. I've seen some of your content, some of your posts and stuff. You, I think a few years ago, or I'm not sure how long ago, you were overseas racing. How different is their racing compared to here in the States?
It used to be very different, and I ain't gonna lie, I miss traveling to the Middle East. We used to go to Qatar every winter. You know, starting around November through February, end of February, we would go to Qatar. And basically what it was teaching a lot of those guys how to drive, how to work on the cars, you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, man, they caught on, they catch on quick, and you know, a lot of those people, you know, a lot of the guys over there, they're doing it on their own now. But like I said, man, it was great memories and good time to be able to do it though, because like I said, I used to work here from March to November. Then it gave me my winter time to just continue racing somewhere else. You know, how we would go overseas and just enjoy the winter. You know, and it was more learning for me, because like a lot of stuff that I didn't get to test and try here, we would go overseas and we got to do it because we were at the racetrack like 6 days a week over there. So, and it was just, you just got a little bit ahead because we were able to do it year round, you know.
So do you still race now as a driver, or you mostly just do tuning and I guess the promoting part?
More tuning and promoting. And I don't know, I've been getting that fever again a little bit though, about getting back in the seat. A lot of people keep asking me, you know, like every week. Somebody like, man, when you gonna go back to drive me? And I've been getting that itch again, just trying to think about should I do it, but like I just don't want to. I built a nice clientele. A lot of my customers became friends though, you know.
Okay.
And I don't want to leave them hanging. If I go racing, then I gotta leave them without. So you know.
So basically, like with the drag racing, it's kind of similar to NASCAR. What I mean by that is, and I'm asking, like even though it's individual driver, a driver basically has like a whole team that probably works behind the scenes to keep things going.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So with that being said, we know you mastered the driving and you doing the tuning and putting on some great races all across the country. What is there left for Mike here to achieve and get out of drag racing?
Get out of drag racing?
No, what is it like? What else is it left for you to get out of it, like achieve out of drag racing? It seemed like you basically did everything.
I mean, I definitely had my run at it, man. But you know, like I said, drag racing is something I love. You know, it's kind of something I eat, sleep. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like to say, I mean, I like helping people. I think
Right.
that's
Okay.
my
Well, that's enough to keep you going
is,
right there, yo.
You know, like I got one guy that used to go with me racing all the time. You know, we call him nephew. His name Taylor. Like he used to always, when I drove, he always helped me. You know, stood back in the back line, we'll do the wheel bars, and now he's driving and I'm helping him. So, you know, and I get a lot of enjoyment just to see him doing his thing and the people I help win. You know, when they win, I win. You know, so
that's right. So, but the people that don't know, when is racing season? Like between what month and what month?
Mainly we start like 1st of March and we'll run up until like. We'll actually run up until the 2nd week of December when we go to like Florida.
Okay.
December in Florida.
So you really have a short off-season period then? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mainly like I said, end of December and January, February.
Mm-hmm.
The only time we're real off.
Because I remember like back in the day, you said like when you was younger going to the track, and I didn't know anything about it then, like what I'm trying to say is like, is the track like a lot different now than it was back then as far as like say crowd and people coming to support, or was it about the same as it was when you first started?
A lot of the same.
About the same?
A lot of the same. I mean, racing is different, but a lot of the crowd and the people that support it are the same. I mean, I'd say this.
Yeah, because I see like in Jackson, I see people, they be trying to get down now.
And like I said, the only thing I know is different now, like, is because, like we talked about the daily driver looking cars, you know, you're getting a lot more people that come out and support that because they can relate to those cars. You know, you see them every day and you see it on the track, you know, going fast. You know, it's amazing to see people, they get up on their feet to see a fast street car going down the track now versus, you know, even some of our faster cars, you know, like, I just think it's the relationship that people can see between those daily driver cars, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I'm almost done here. What advice, Mike, would you give anyone, especially our young men that are trying to pursue their dream?
Man, just stay focused. You know, stay focused. Like I said, man, stay learning. You know, you gotta, like even in racing, you know, there's some things I wish I had done and learned that probably would have saved me a lot of money. You know, like I don't build motors. I mean, I don't think it'll be a problem if I wanted to. But like, I mean, just get with the right people, get on a good team. You know, surround yourself around, you know, good people. And like I said, man, that's the way you stay focused. You know, try to keep let negative people stay with negative people. And like I said, man, people that want to see you do good, want to see you do right. You know, that's mainly what I suggest. You know, all my young people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some good advice. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't mention drag racing without mentioning Mike Hill. I mean, you go anywhere, you tell people that you're from Washington, Georgia, depending on who it is, you know, your name will come up, especially if they know anything about cars and racing. You definitely put Washington Wilkes on the map. I mean, we probably have some athletes that probably go on to the NFL or something. I can't think of the name right now. And we've had some more people that make it in their walk of life, but you definitely are one of the pioneers that put this town on the map. And unlike many, Mike, one thing I like about you, you don't forget where you came from.
Right.
You know, I've always seen you all my life. You're going to come down and show love to your hometown, no matter how far you've gone or how much you've accomplished in life. And if racing had jerseys, I'm sure one day yours will be retired and hung up in the rafters of racetracks all over for all the work that you have done. And again, I just want to thank you for your time. And I got to ask you this, because I see you promote a lot of different races, different places. Now, Mike, I know you've been all over the country from state to state. Which city or town had the best crowd?
Jackson, South Carolina.
Jackson, South Carolina. Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I say that because, I mean, like I said, just
You're right.
I've had over 8,000 people in that place in one day.
And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, even the Bible teaches that a prophet is without honor in his own town, a man. But seeing the love people show you, that have shown you, that goes to show that, you know, people in this town, man, they really back you when they come from to Jackson. And not only people from here, like you said, people from all over come down to support you.
Yeah, I see. I mean, I gotta agree with you right there. When I come to, anytime I have an event in Jackson, I see a lot of my hometown come out to support, and definitely appreciative.
Yeah, that says a lot. That really does says a lot about what you're doing. And you brought me a gift. I'm gonna toss it up here. I want you to open it up and show the people what you got there for me. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Hitman always in the giving spirit. I appreciate that. Let them show what you brought me.
I see a lot of these people rocking these around Washington. And like I said, man, I appreciate it. You know, this my brand, man.
And I'm sure that's just one of many styles.
Well, I got this one in gray, and I got him working on. I told him toward the year end I want to go ahead and do new designs and new colors.
And where can they find your merch at?
Man, just hit me up. Like
Just
I said,
hit you up.
Hit no message. Like I had it set up on social media where we did online merchandise sales, but I ain't been doing it lately because most of the time I just get people send me a message, man. Mm-hmm. I'll ship it out. You know, like I said, we'll get together on how you take care of it, but you know.
Yes, sir.
And it's more about me seeing people walking around supporting it. It ain't about the money.
Yes, sir. Because like I said, you came from the man to the racer. Now you got a whole brand.
Right.
And well, I know you, like you did today, man. You thank God for all the blessing that He has given you over the year, man.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna hold you up any longer. I'll let you get back with your family, finish, enjoy your afternoon. But I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by here on what they call the block in Washington. From the block to them big block engine. We thank you, Mike.
So we grew up at right here.